the commercial potential of interactive documentaries?
So, from my point of view, you shouldn't wait to find a strategy when the project is finished. It should be the strategy you should think about them while you're doing it, and even before starting doing it. Meaning that if you want to have a co-producer, if you want to have partnerships, if you want to find financing, it should be clear before you even start doing it. When the writing is finished, after the pre-development, then you can go and look for partners and financing. This can be broadcasters, but what means broadcasters? It's not only television. I strongly believe in the potential of radios, since for radios they are online, as television is online, and they're looking for content. And you have newspapers also, you can merge different type of media, you can go into private fundings, you have new players like Orange Lab, there are new ways of finding broadcasters, and of course it depends what you're doing. I mean, if you're doing an interactive web documentary, what is happening right now is the published broadcaster from television are moving out of this field a little bit, because it's very difficult to make good interactive works, and it's easier to have and more appealing to have this linear of webisodes of web series or VR documentaries. And I would definitely, and then it depends, of course, of the subject, but you can go to philanthropic associations, you can have NGOs are great lovers of interactive documentaries in order to tell a story, to engage people, to raise awareness.
How do you see VR, virtual reality, playing a role on self-awareness, on social awareness? Do you see projects like trying to raise this type of awareness nowadays?
So it's difficult for public television to engage too often and too much into VR projects, because of course the problem is the accessibility, and you have to defend the point of view that you are going for a technique that is expensive and that requires some equipment. So that's why on public television you have always also the 360 videos online, so that the accessibility is done. Then you can have in the medical issues, you can have in science issues, you can going and work with universities, laboratories, and using their and producing VR projects for specific topics, and you will have some specific also political topics, like we have seen the enemy. But it's very hard to produce, and it's very expensive, and it's not easy to justify the accessibility. But maybe going into mixed realities, with alternative realities, augmented realities, you can merge and find other ways to bring those kind of topics.
What advice would you give to movie makers that are coming into this field and that want to make interactive documentaries?
Well, it's not about. I would never go to choose a technique first. I would never go and say I want to do an interactive documentary. I would say I have a story. So find a good story. And then when you have a story, you have a topic, not only a thematic, but really a topic. Then you see, okay, in order to tell this story, what kind of platform I want to use. Is it enough to have a Facebook page, or do I need more involving participatories? But it's always story first. I would never say, okay, start with a technique and then fit your story into a technique.
So the content before the form.
Of course, always story first.